Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this episode, I'll be teaching you how to make a naked meringue cake with super thick frosting layers. To start off, we'll make the meringue. So I'm taking 2 eggs and I'm separating the egg whites from the egg yolks into a cup. Making sure not to crack that egg yolk. We don't want any fat in the egg whites at all, otherwise it won't whip up. Then place them into your standing mixer with the whisk attachment. Add in a little bit of salt and whisk them on high. Once they start to become a bit foamy, that's when you start adding in your caster sugar, a little bit at a time. I'll have the recipe for this and the buttercream in the description box below this video. Adding a dash of vanilla when I see that it's almost at stiff peaks. After about a couple more seconds, you should be able to get that sort of stiffness in your egg whites. Then using a piping bag with a round attachment, about a centimetre or so in diameter, I'm piping them onto a baking sheet lined with baking paper. I'm adding in a little bit of soft gel food colour by Americolour in soft pink. I'm going to clean up the sides to make sure all my egg whites been coloured and whisk it in on high for another couple of seconds until it's all nice and pink. Then bake those off in a 70-degree oven, 70-degree Celsius oven for 3 hours, and then turn off your oven and let them cool completely in the oven. Now here I'm leveling off my cakes. I've scored the outside to sort of guide my knife through the cake straight, and as I do, I rotate the cake board and I saw the knife through the cake, as you can see here. Now I've divided that into 3 layers, and I've used 2 cakes, so 6 layers in total. Taking 2 of those layers, and I'm starting to trim down the sides because I want them to be at least half a centimetre to a centimetre smaller than the other layers. So here I got one normal layer sort of fitting in the middle, checking to see if it's small enough, but it's not quite small enough, so I'm going to cut it some more. And even though we have 6 layers, I've only actually used 5. And here you can see it's significantly smaller. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to place some buttercream on my cake board to make sure my cake sticks. And then I'm brushing over simple sugar syrup, and this will keep our cake moist. Since it is a naked cake, it will be exposed to the air and it will lose moisture pretty quickly. Then pipe on your frosting. Again, I've just used some vanilla buttercream. And it's in a soft pink colour by Americolour gel food colour. Now leveling off the top so my cake sits flat, placing that directly in the middle, applying some more of that sugar syrup. I'm going to frost the outside to make sure there's no air pockets, and then frost in the center as well. Then use your spatula to even that off and push the frosting out to the sides. Pop on a normal sized layer. This is a 6-inch cake, by the way, and just continue the process exactly as we have, putting on the smaller layer. And so we're alternating big to small, big to small, big, and then it ends. Again, pipe on that frosting on the sides, level it off, and add on your last layer of cake. Make sure it's nice and centered, press it on, and then I'm using a bench scraper to scrape away all the excess frosting. And as I scrape away, I take off the excess from my bench scraper and put it into a bowl, just to make sure each time it's clean. And then I didn't like that the vanilla cake was still showing through, so I just sort of went over it with my spatula, added buttercream, and then I'm just removing it some more until I'm happy with the look. I want that cake to come through so you can really distinguish where the layers start and end. I'm adding some buttercream at the top, raising that lip of frosting and bringing it to the center of my spatula. Then pop that straight into your fridge because you want that frosting to set. Otherwise the weight of the cake might sort of push it out to the sides. Here I've got my meringues, which have cooked through completely and have cooled down completely as well. And I'm adding some gold dust with a brush, then taking my cake out of the fridge and then starting to arrange my meringues on top of the cake. Just carefully, they are very delicate. In any particular order really. And you can see the white doesn't really stay white, it kind of becomes a creamy colour, but that's okay. Then add some on the side and you're done. How easy! That's how you make a naked cake with super thick frosting sort of layers. I decorated mine with fresh meringues. The thing about fresh meringues is that once they're out in the open, the air sort of attacks them and they tend to absorb a lot of moisture. So I wouldn't add these until the very end, if you can. Otherwise, just use maybe buttercream frosting instead would look kind of cool. And I really, really like the whole frosting illusion thing. I just think it looks awesome when you have like this super duper large layer of frosting. And when you look at it, you think, oh my God, who's gonna eat that? It's like weight, that's like sugar overload. But then, yeah, you kind of realize, well, there's actually cake underneath and it's not so bad. But yes, that's this tutorial for this week, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. If you like, you can subscribe to my channel. I upload a new video every Tuesday and Saturday.